Wow, welcome to episode 100 of Building a Business That Lasts. It's crazy to think that we've already had 99 episodes with other business leaders, owners, and entrepreneurs who have been in business for more than a decade. There's so much that I've gained over these years of putting together this show and interviewing each one of these business leaders. And what I've found over time is that there's certain principles that seem to apply to all kinds of businesses. There's this idea, this spirit of entrepreneurship that pushes us forward. And yet in the midst of all of that, I've also heard so many stories of other leaders, owners, and entrepreneurs who have ended up in scenarios where they feel stressed out and worn out and ready to quit. And I know for me, if I had had the education and tools and systems earlier in business, I could have overcome a lot of that pain. I could have overcome a lot of those years where I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it work. And so that's why this podcast exists, is to help people like you grow a business without being burnt out. Grow a business where you can finally have the freedom or the money or the purpose in work that you've always wanted. And so that's why, as a launch out of this 100th episode, we're going to be announcing some really big things soon. But the biggest one that's already been launched and already been announced is I am doing a live 2-day event in March of 2021. It's going to be called Business Builders Live because you are business builders. And you as people need an opportunity, you as leaders need an opportunity to reboot your business for 2021. None of us knew what 2020 was going to look like. It has been a crazy year. And I know you, the entrepreneur, have been scratching and clawing and figuring out a way to continue to not just survive, but thrive out of this. There's been so many new ideas that I've heard that have incubated and are starting to take root, and now we're starting to turn into businesses. Many people who had ideas before but never took the time to implement them are now going, you know what, I'm ready to start that business. But the problem is, without the right guide, without the right systems, without the right processes, without the right people, without the right promotion, you're wound up to get stuck. And that's why most businesses fail within the first year. Many more fail within the first 5 years. And what I want to do is teach you, as we have done on this podcast for now 100 episodes, how to build a business that lasts. How to build a business that is going to last decades and grow regardless of the environment. Our company grew through the massive financial collapse of 2008. Our company has grown through the pandemic of 2021. And these things aren't mistakes. I've learned a lot of hard lessons over the years, things that I wish that I had known many years before. I probably could have overcome a lot of pain if I had known those things. And one of the issues that I find with leadership books and knowledge and resource is that we have no shortage of that as leaders right now in the world. There's so many resources out there, so many great leadership books, so many great business books, so many great processes, but how do we know which one to use and what to read now? I mean, some of my favorite books, Traction, Entree Leadership, E-Myth, Ideal Team Player, Start With Why, Leaders Eat Last. There's 4 Disciplines of Execution. Like, there's so many great books out there on so many different topics. But to systematize all of that and understand how to focus, where should your energy go? Because it can take years to just accumulate all that knowledge, and then it can take even more time to figure out how to actually implement it in your business. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting together what I'm calling a business growth framework. And these are ideas that come from my original book, Building a Business That Lasts, ideas that have come from this 100 episodes of speaking with interviewing other entrepreneurs and leaders and owners. Ideas that have come from reading tons of other leadership books, listening to tons of podcasts, and what I want to do is do all the hard work for you. I want to take all of that knowledge and resource, I want to compile it together in a way that is digestible and something that you can follow and some clear steps that you can take. So I want to invite you to be a part of this. I want to invite you to come to the event. And if you're listening to this now, I want to give you a special offer that allows you to get a discounted ticket just because you listen to the podcast. So when you're on the checkout page at businessbuilderslive.com, just type in business that lasts, all one word, in the promo code, and I'm going to give you a special discount so that you can be a part of that event as a thank you for listening to the podcast. So thank you for listening along, whether you've listened to all 100 episodes or this is the first time you're here. I'm glad you're here. The show is not ending. We're going to take this to the next level next year and really focus on this idea of what it means to be a business builder. What does it mean to grow a successful company that gives you those three big things: freedom, money, and purpose? We all started our business for one of those three or a combination of all three, but actually getting to them can be a little bit elusive. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to be interviewing a lot of other business owners out there as a result of it, and I cannot wait to see you at Business Builders Live in March. In the meantime, I would love to share with you a weekly wisdom of business growth. Just head over to jayowenlive.com and you can sign up for my weekly email where I will send you one business growth tip every week. It's very digestible, very practical, something that you can implement and continue to grow your business. And I'll see you in March. Until then, be well.